here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on.
Girl, I wanna be your owner.
All the hits, one station.
Yes Media Academy Radio.
The #1 hit music station.
The time is 12 o'clock and welcome to the global news on Yesma Radio. I am Okbe Adeleke. First, the headlines. President Buhari orders speedy investigation into NDDC corruption scandal. Federal government inaugurates WTO campaign team for Okonjo-Iweala. Federal government says violators of safety protocols at airport risk jail terms. And on foreign scene, India surpasses 1 million COVID-19 cases as global crisis worsens. And on sports, Akinola hat-trick lifts Toronto over Thierry Henry's Montreal. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered a speedy and coordinated investigation into the corruption scandal in the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC). The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this in a statement. He explained that the president gave the directive for better coordination among security and investigating agencies with the National Assembly. Shehu believes this will ensure that the effort of the present administration to bring sanity, transparency and accountability to the management of the large amount of resources dedicated to the development of the Niger Delta sub-region is not derailed. He stated that the president has noted the unfolding drama, including attacks and counter-attacks between and around persons, institutions and the NDDC. Armed security operatives on Thursday surrounded the home of former managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Joy Nune, in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. The security operatives are said to have stormed the former NDDC MD's residence in the early hours of the morning. Rivers State Governor Mr. Nyesom Wike reportedly moved to intervene in the standoff and did resolve the issue. It was gathered that Joy Nune was due to appear before a House of Representatives committee in Abuja yesterday, though the standoff stopped the former MD of the NDDC from making the trip, as she will be making a presentation via Zoom. Meanwhile, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) MD walked out on lawmakers at an investigative hearing put together by the House of Representatives. The commission yesterday refused to make presentations before the House Committee on NDDC. And according to the acting managing director of the NDDC, Professor Ponde, the commission cannot partake in an investigative hearing which is being presided over by the chairman of the committee, who has been accused by the NDDC of hijacking the commission's project. Professor Ponde was of the opinion that the NDDC will not get a fair hearing. Following the NDDC's action, the committee resolved to issue a warrant of arrest compelling Professor Ponde to appear before the lawmakers and make a proper submission. The federal government yesterday inaugurated a campaign strategy team for Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as she contests for the position of the Director General of the World Trade Organization. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Richard Adebayo, inaugurated the team in Abuja and said the creation of a campaign strategy group was vital in ensuring that the Nigerian candidate emerged as the DG of the WTO. The minister disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja by his ministry's Assistant Director of Information, Oluwakemi Ogunmakinwa. Adebayo said the decision of President Muhammadu Buhari to nominate Okonjo-Iweala as Nigeria's candidate for the position was taken in good faith. This, he said, was based on the overriding consideration of the need to boost Africa's chance and for the promotion of gender mainstreaming at the world's top trade post. The Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, has directed investigation into the alleged breach of the airport protocol by some dignitaries. He said anyone found guilty risks imprisonment for no less than 2 months. Sirika airport protocols and the dignitaries are the former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, the governor of Adamawa State, Ahmadu Fintiri. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN had condemned the conduct of Yari and Fintiri in series of tweets posted this week on its official Twitter handle. It was alleged that Fintiri refused to have his temperature checked and sanitized by the health officials stationed at the Port Harcourt International Airport, while Yari was alleged to have breached protocols at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport last week when he refused an officer from the Environment Department from disinfecting his luggage. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, has called on security agencies in Nigeria to undergo drug tests to ensure drug-free operatives bear arms. Aregbesola made the call during the flag-off ceremony of substance abuse test tagged "The Test Begins With Me" by the Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS) yesterday in Abuja. He said the test was important as NIS is an arms-bearing agency. While speaking, the minister stated that an abuser of drugs cannot be in full control of his or her senses, as he said, and I quote, "To that extent, he or she is capable of endangering the lives of the citizens besides the danger that the abuser is already exposed to by himself and for himself." The Oyo State House of Assembly has urged all the sacked chairmen of the 33 local governments and 35 local councils development areas in the state to return all government properties in their custody to their respective importance, brought before Oyo State House of Assembly by the majority leader of the House, Honorable Sonjo Adedoyin of Ogbomoso South. The House noted that the call became imperative in order to ensure accountability and continuity of governance in all the local government and LCDAs in the state. It urged the Oyo State Commissioner of Police and other security agencies to intervene and ensure all government properties, movable or unmovable, allegedly taken away by the embattled Algon chairman, are returned to the various councils. The House further directed all the transition chairmen to take proper inventory of missing properties in their councils and forward the details to the Oyo State House of Assembly. It will be recalled that a call of appeal sitting in Ibadan on Wednesday, a case beyond all reasonable doubt. The Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, while ruling on the motion, said that the properties, especially vehicles allegedly taken away by the said chairman, are government properties which were not acquired by the said persons legally. Meanwhile, former governor and chairman reconciliation committee of the All Progressive Congress APC in Oyo State, Otunba Adebayo Alao Akala, has said that the judgment of the appeal Court of Appeal in favor of the People's Democratic Party (PDP)-led state government does not detract from the fact that the sacked council chairman, vice chairman, and councillors were validly elected by the people. I concluded the statement by saying Oyo APC will be reunited and repositioned with 1 million coronavirus cases following Brazil and the United States, where the infection also continued to surge. The virus has killed more than 588,000 people and infected nearly 14 million people around the world since first being detected in China late last year. But despite extraordinary restrictions on people traveling that have crippled the global economy, the pandemic is worsening in many parts of the world. India's surpassing of 1 million infections came a day after confirmed cases in Brazil topped 2 million cases. Now sports. Ayo Akinola's hat-trick carried Toronto to a 4-3 victory over Montreal yesterday that pushed Thierry Henry's Impact to the brink of elimination in the MLS is Back tournament. The Impact are last in Group C, having lost their first 2 matches in Major League Soccer's World Cup style tournament in Orlando, Florida, which marks the return of top-flight football in the United States after the league's coronavirus shutdown. Toronto lead the group with 4 points, followed by the New England Revolution with 3 points and DC United with 1 point. Toronto have been without Josie Altido in both of their matches so far, but Akinola ably picked up the slack as the teams combined for 5 goals in the first 37 minutes, Montreal equalizing twice before Akinola notched his second and third goals. Montreal now face a must-win game against DC United on Tuesday to have a chance of advancing to the knockout rounds. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez has described Zinedine Zidane as a blessing from heaven after he delivered the club their 34th La Liga title last night. Perez also said he believes Sergio Ramos will end his career at Real Madrid despite uncertainty over the 34-year-old's future, with his contract due to expire next year. Madrid defeated Villarreal by 2-1 at the empty Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium to secure the victory they needed to clinch the title from Barcelona with 1 game left to play. And that wraps up the global news on Yes Ma Radio. But before I leave, a recap of the stories. President Buhari orders speedy investigation into NDDC corruption scandal. Federal government inaugurates WTO campaign team for Okonjo-Iweala. Federal government says violators of safety protocols at airport risk jail term. And on the foreign scene, India surpasses 1 million COVID-19 cases as global crisis worsens. Akinola hat-trick lifts Toronto over Thierry Henry's Montreal. And that wraps up the news, as was produced and edited by Olatunde Idowu and delivered by Okpe Adeleke. Many thanks for staying with us.
Get the vibes, get the feeling. Yes Media Academy Radio.